I here? I'm never on here this late. Um, Sometimes I am. It just depends. But I'm coming through tonight because I wanted to talk about scripting, journaling is what I call it. And I wanted to talk about deciding, and I wanted to talk about your continual thinking in your mind and the saturation that happens when you are really in the process of building something for yourself. Like you are making something come into your life. People are making this harder than it has to be. I'm gonna say that right now. When I decide that when I decided years ago I was dealing with an SP, a specific person, it was not that hard to get these people at all, especially if you're trying to get somebody back. So we're going to title this SP Getting Them Back. Before I go further with that, this is Bathing in Herbs. I am here. I talk about a menagerie of things. In the human design world, I'm a manifesting generator. So you're going to hear all kinds of conversations when I am on this lovely um, platform. And over here, I can kind of just really talk, especially live. If people come into the live and have questions, that's fine. But here we're talking about the laws. Okay, we're going to talk about the laws. In fact, I have them printed out. They're nearby, so I'm going to be working with them. But let's talk. When it comes to your SP, the person you are trying to manifest, it's not as hard as you think it is. If you really get into the feeling of that person, especially if you're dealing with the person, so we're going to deal in the process of an argument and you trying to get them back, okay? And you want them back in your life, okay? But you don't want to pick up no phone because, quite frankly, you don't feel that you did anything wrong. And they may not have done anything wrong either, right? But y'all are at an impasse. You're not talking for weeks. And you feeling like it's over. I'm telling you, the gratitude that you feel, gratitude, Dr. Joe Dispenza never got it wrong when he said gratitude is a state of receivership. And I say gratitude, hello, I say gratitude is an umbrella affirmation. But if you want to do gratitude for something that you really want to receive, specifically your SP, we're going to talk about that. You got to get, especially this is somebody you're trying to get back, you done had a little bit of a falling out, y'all not talking, and it was good before, but that argument popped up out of nowhere. I'm going to tell you a couple of things. The first thing you want to do, you really do want to look at astrology. You don't have to, but it is good to know what's going on in the skies. These planets are moving so fast and they have such an effect on you. So you want to pay attention to that, right? But let's say the argument has happened already. You want to start manifesting this person to come back to you. You want them back. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to put yourself in a place where you remember everything y'all was doing. Everything about you and that person that was perfect in your eyes and your feeling. The warm, cuddly feelings when y'all first got together. And you're going to start to, especially if you're doing writing, I'm going to pull out my lovely little handy dandy notebook that I got here. Because this was probably one of the most successful situations where I did gratitude journaling for a gentleman I saw for quite some time. I saw him for quite some time. We were more of a fifth house placement. If you're looking at the zodiac, the 12 houses of the zodiac, it was a fifth house. So it was a love affair. But I liked him, and he really liked me. So there was no place where we felt like we didn't want to see each other. But there was a place where it was like, I want this person to call me. I want him to call me back. Or I want him to stop by. I wasn't writing down over and over again, I'm so grateful he stopped by. But, I mean, I'm just going to look in here. Because it might have been something like, I'm grateful for the way he walks. I'm grateful for his smile. I'm grateful for the sense of relief he feels when he would see me. Okay, so I was right now. I'm grateful because he sees me. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for our connection every single time it happened. But see, this is not something that you have to try and feel. You, especially if it's somebody you're trying to get back into your life, you already know what that feels like. So you're tapping into those feelings that you've had before for this person. And you just start expanding upon it from like the pieces of thread. You can see it's up against my skin, right? The pieces of thread that might have been in his shirt. The pieces of thread that I don't know what these people are putting in here. This is crazy. The pieces of the flowers that he may have bought me when he popped over one time. The pieces of conversations that are just floating through my mind when he would call and be like, yo, what you doing? Can I come by? I want to see you, blah, 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 blah. You're going to be grateful for the things that you have felt for this person already. You are not going to... Really? Really? Where are you at? You're going to feel the real feelings around the person. You don't have to make up stuff because there's something there already that had you guys attracted to each other. You get what I'm saying? It's not... I could... Like, take for instance, with this gentleman, I used to wear my hair wet and curly all the time. It was wet and natural. And I won't say curly, but wet and kinky. Wet and the curls could be seen and all that kind of stuff because I had my gel in it and everything. And he loved that at the time. That was his thing. And I was into wearing my hair wet all the time. I was either freshly wet coming out of a shower when I would see him, or might have been coming in from work and my hair was still, still moist from earlier that day when I had washed it. All I'm trying to tell you is manifesting someone that you want in your life who has blocked you, who isn't calling you, who you may have blocked your daggone self because they got on your nerves. You're not going to think to yourself, oh my God, how is this going to happen? I have to affirm. I have to robotically affirm. It's like every single time this person hits your mind, it's a mental conversation of, yeah, no, you won't call or you won't stop by because this is not about me. This is about something you did. You're not giving them the option of a conversation that you're having where they can reject you. That's ridiculous and it's pure folly. especially if it's somebody you've been seeing. Now, if this is somebody you don't know from a can of paint, you really got to start with the affirmations at the beginning, and that's just a totally different thing. Okay, I like to meet the people when I meet the people and do my thing. Back when I was doing that. Now I'm in a full blown relationship, so that's not something I have to be concerned with. But what I'm telling you is that manifesting a specific or special person or your person back into your life, it doesn't take a lot of work. It takes you being consistent whenever a thought about them crosses your mind. And it could be negative. You're not on the wrong path because the thought came in negative. Don't beat yourself up because of that. Do not beat yourself up because this person did not leave on the best terms. I remember one time he and I got into this argument. That's what this was about. And after that, we kind of never really had arguments again. And after this, like I said, we were seeing each other. It was a nice little, it was a love affair it was a fifth house love affair. But when he came back professing love and dedication. Seriously. Man, almost, the only thing I can think of is like, he wanted to jump out of his skin to make sure that I knew that's how he felt by the time we got back together. And we got back together because he came to me. And every single time he crossed my mind, in the beginning I was so upset. I was so upset, like, oh my God, we're not speaking. Ooh. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'm a good thing. I'm worth your time in the shine. I'm worth it. And he'll call, and he'll stop by, and we'll work this out. And that's all I would write. And I'll be grateful for the conversation. And if it came in forceful, like, you know, like if the time was going on, it wasn't about wavering. As the time was going on, I was just like, no, he's going to call. And he's going to stop by. Because I said so. And at that time, I was just stepping into Abraham. I may have been listening to Abraham for 2 years by about the time I started seeing this gentleman. Yeah. Right? And we saw each other for quite some time. It was not about me feeling like I did it wrong and why is this taking so long. It takes time. It can take some time, but you need to be confident every single time a thought comes up and it goes, but he hasn't called yet. Well, he's calling. I ain't got time for this. This man's he's going to call. Okay? It's as simple as that. That is what you're doing. You're putting your force behind it. And if the best thing that I could tell you is you want to use your dark, forceful energy. You're not using energy that's like, oh my God, I'm just so grateful for him. He's just so amazing. It's not like that. It's more so like, no, he knows I'm amazing. He knows who I am. And he'll be here because I said so. And that's all I would do, right? I would write gratitude list down. I would write down positive aspects of our relationship and stuff like that when it was hitting me. And then I would go and journal about all kinds of stuff because I was working. I was also manifesting a car at the same time. I was manifesting a brand new apartment. I was a busy bee. Okay, I was on the move. Because I met him one place, and I was living one place, and I was like, I'm getting ready to move. So the next time, when he did, that was one of our first little spats. And the second one was this, right? But that was one of our first little spats. And when he got in touch with me, he was just like, yo, how you doing? I said, it's a good thing you got in touch with me because I'm moving. And he was like, you moving? I said, yeah, I'm moving. You be coming here knocking on this door, I won't be here. Lickety-splickety, the man was at my door. When are you moving? Where are you moving? How can I help? You hire movers? What are you doing? That type of thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? How can I be a part of this process? How can I make sure I stay in your life? That was the conversation. It was not and it was, and you better believe those calls started coming in thick and fast. Very frequent. She move yet? Where's she at? Because I wasn't giving up no information. I'm not telling you where I'm going. You're gonna be a little bit wondering what's going on, but you're gonna make those calls. You're gonna stop by. You're gonna see how I'm doing. You're gonna come with gifts when you get here. And this is what he was doing. This is not something that you don't want to put hope behind this. I used to hear from elders back in the day, hope is a dream without a date. Okay? You're not putting hope behind this. What you are doing is essentially saying, nah, this is an interchange between us. And this is how it's going to be. I'm not going to play these games, and I'm not going to argue with you about how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. And that is how you manifest your specific person. Stop giving them this whole idea of you being this simpering, whimpering person over here. Especially if there's another person involved. If there's another person involved, who are you acknowledging? You're acknowledging yourself. You're acknowledging yourself. You're acknowledging your person. That's it. If you want to then say, oh, well, he's not that into her, or she's not that into him, or whatever your preference is, then you do that. You do that. That is how this works. People are putting a weird amount of desperation behind robotic affirming. And that is what is, quite frankly, extending the amount of time that it's coming to you. And I won't even say that, because at a certain point, it's no longer about time. It's what you said it's going to be. And every single time that thought comes up, it jumps up to get beat down, because you're saying what it's going to be. You're going to say it every single time, and I don't care what it is. Oh no, he coming over here with pineapple juice. Oh, he happens to know I like kombucha, the bubbly rose by Health-Ade, and he's gonna go find it, and he'll be coming over here with that for me, because that's what I drink. He'll be here with that for me. And then they pop up with what you like. Now, sometimes, especially in his case, because of how he was, he could pop up with a pomegranate kombucha, and I'd be like, what is this? Like, what? You haven't seen me in a minute. You'll come over here with something I don't drink? Well, what do you drink? I drink bubbly rose. Oh, well, they didn't have that. Well, you need to go find that the next time you come over here. I'll take this now, but don't come back here the next time unless you have it. I was a bit more feistier when I was younger. Okay? Now I'm a lot more laissez-faire, laid back. But the same energy is behind things that I do. That's just how that's going to be. That's how it's going to be. And quite frankly, that's how it's going to be with every single thing you are manifesting. Stop looking at it from the standpoint of, oh my God, did I do it right? Is this going to click into place? Don't do that. Because that's hogwash. That's nonsense. That's poppycock. Popcorn. Eat that. A little caramel and some nuts. I mean, come on. That's not it. What is it is what you say it is. And you have to put your force behind it. And when your force comes behind it, that is totally different. And this now spreads out into houses, cars, raises. I remember one year I just kept going after raise after raise after raise after raise after my job. And I could do it because I had the job, right? But they were making me do a whole bunch of other things that had nothing to do with my job. Oh, well, we're going to go get this money. There's no rejection happening here because I'm already doing this. And because I remember at that time I was working as a temp. The temp agency was Johnny on the spot. Like, oh, they got you doing what? Oh, yeah. Because they were going to get more money and I was going to get more money. You understand? I'm going to get this car. In the beginning, you kind of start off a little timid, but eventually you get to this place where you're saying, this is going to be what I say it's going to be. It's not going to be what the way other people say it's going to be. There's a point that you have to get to where what you do is you putting your foot down. You're not going, oh, well, can I step forward? No, you're not doing that. You are, I'm right here. My foot's right there. And what's the problem? Oh, there is no problem. Because what I said is going to happen is going to happen. That is what the law of assumption is. You're assuming it's going to happen. And you're not going to back down from your assumption. You're just not. There's no need to back down from the assumption of buying a car. The type of car you want. There's no need to back down from the assumption of buying a house. The type of house in the neighborhood that you want. Now, you never know where it's going to come in at. But you're no longer going to do these affirmations where it's just like, oh, I got the house, or my person called me, You're not doing that. You are saying, oh, I got that house. Or, yeah, they'll be calling me. He's calling. Soon as you hear it, or they calling, they're going to call. And you're going to drop that and go do something else. If it's one thing that you learn in the manifestation community, in the magical community, you have to put out what you say is going to happen, and then get up and go make a sandwich. Or get up and go do your nails. Or get up, go do something that's going to get your mind completely off what you've been focused on. And then if it comes back up, it's up, right? And it's going, well, how do you no wavering. It's not about wavering. You just say, no, this is what it is. This is what I said it is. This is what I said it is, and this is what it's going to be. And that's what you're going to get every single time. And the more forceful you get with it, the more real it gets. And it's the same when you're doing this and the state akin to sleep, which is a meditative state, where your mind is just zoning and you're doing what you're doing. Everybody knows what that is. But what you're doing is you're saying over and over and over again, it's going to be what you say it's going to be. There is no other option out there. If you say it's going to be red, are you accepting pink? No. I don't care if it's red with white mixed in it. That's not what you wanted. You wanted red. So it's going to be red. And it's going be red. Okay? It's going to be what you say it's going to be. And you have to put force behind it. Neville Goddard says that in a lot of his things. Don't come mamby-pamby. No shrinking violets over here. You are standing your ground, and that's what it's going to be. Okay? Listen. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We are growing. We're not trying to grow. We are growing. And as we grow, this community is going to get a lot more interesting, because I want us to do things where we understand there is no option of a no. Don't accept no's. Don't accept a no. Trust that your will is on point and you got this. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you later.